Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the technical trader at thetechtrader.com. It's Tuesday, March the 19th. These are the charts of the day. Well, there was a lot of stocks looking good and breaking out or running, and despite the market having its ups and downs, we are every night look at some of the intriguing and hot ones, so to speak. Alpine, take a look at the pop out of the coil that this has developed over the last couple, 3 weeks with a thrust of 528 of 15%, and a solid volume for this stock of 3.1 million. Now looks like, although it's at resistance, we may have an extension into the mid 40s. APM 3 weeks ago popped, had a falling wedge for a week, and then popped again for 2-3 days from the coil or wedge. That popped today. Now it didn't hold the gains because it got up to resistance there at about the $12 range. Backed off to finish 956. It was still up $1.72 with 22%. At this point, I'm looking for an extension. If we can get it up above today's high, so that should target 1190.12 and then 1560. Actinium looks like it broke out of a pullback channel right there with some energy today. Popped with big volume. This stock, 2.1 million shares, and it jumped 27%. And now maybe headed to the top of the channel. My target's $10. CDLX broke out a couple of days ago. 2 days stall and flag in this area tells me it wants to go higher. My targets are 17 and 19. CGC looks like the marijuana group is coming to life again. We'll see. We've had a couple runs here and there, but this one looks like it might go. The volume is the heaviest we've seen since back in here when it took off and spent a week or so running. This may do that too. My target now is 6 and 8. CRNX popped out of a falling wedge, had a big day today, jumping 575 or 15%. After hours, however, they did a secondary. Now, you would think that would knock it for a loop, but it didn't. Take a look at this. Came down on that news, came right back. It's probably going to be oversubscribed or priced well, so the bottom line is I'm looking for higher levels. Look for 49. Came down in the morning and reversed, even though it was below yesterday's high and had a lower low and a lower high. It finished at the high for the day or near it, up 261 over 18, 17% gain. The volume was solid at 5 million. We're going to retest 20 and then go to 23.5. My next two targets for ELEV. Love the way this looks. Explosive move. About a 6-7 week flag and then a breakout for 5 days and then another flag for a week and a half. More of a falling wedge. Take a look at the last few sessions. I'm going to show you this on an hourly chart. It feels like it's forming some sort of bottom. Watch for this to pop. 460 with energy. Then my target's going to be 530.40 and then 6. Next is ERJ. That's the South American competitor to Boeing. Nice chart indeed. A long-term uptrend from July of 22, when the stock was trading at 8 and change. It's now tripled over 25, and it's the highest level we've seen in this stock since way back in 2018, when it tagged 28.5, and that area is going to be my next target. NCMI broke out of a trading range today with a breakaway gap, 8.8 million shares, up 21%. Looks like the triple top here may be your next target. That comes in around 7. OCEA, intriguing chart of a pop wedge and a pop falling wedge. You can take a look at the last 5 days. It's been stalled in this area, but should this get above 4 3/4, it may run hard, targeting 6 and 7.5. Sldb also closing at the highest level we've seen in a long time. It's very thinly traded, but today's pop out of that little mini wedge tells me we may be headed towards high teens, maybe low 20s. Spir exploded today on 7.7 million, the biggest ever, with a breakaway gap, and a pop to over 19 before pulling back. Now, I still think 19, 22, and 27 are going to be your targets going forward. VERI popped last week, and it continued today with a inside day, but a very bullish one, up 19% on 5.8 million. We can get above the recent high, which is yesterday's high at 430. I think the stock goes to 5 and 6. And finally, VYGR breaking out of a wedge with a nice pop, jumped to $1.18 at 13%. Volume picked up a little bit. 1.2 million isn't huge, but if we can get it up through, and your target tomorrow is going to be 1065, we get through that, then I'm looking for 11.5 and 12.5. And that's it for tonight, everybody. Have a great evening. I'll talk to you later.